Hello, I looked for some talks at BYU devotional website, and I looked for some talks that catch my attention, and I found a really interesting talk about the experience in learning English. So this talk is by Elder Carlos A. Godoy. He's from Brazil, and that's probably the main reason that I chosen this talk. And he said a lot of interesting things about his experience in learning English. So I didn't know that he studied at ELC. I thought the ELC program started at 1990 or something like that, but according what he said in his talk, probably he studied ELC in around 1980 or something like that. But the thing is that he talked about his experience in learning English and how difficult and hard it was for him, and that he had to spend a lot of time learning English because for him it was really hard. And even though he studied a lot and working hard to improve his skills, he had to spend like 4 years to start speaking fluently. So because he in Brazil he already was a really successful businessman, but to grow in their professional career he had to learn to speak English fluently, and a degree in an international country like United States, especially at BYU, would be really grateful for his career for the rest of his life. So for this reason, he decided to come to United States and study English to learn to speak fluently, and then start studying at master's program at BYU. So he told about some really funny and interesting stories, that how he could get this scholarship to study at master's program at BYU, because he didn't have enough money to do that, but he was running for some scholarship, and someday he received a call from BYU scholarships program, and the man who called him told him, "So I have one good news and one bad news to tell you. And the good news is that you are one of the three. You are between of the three guys that are running for the scholarship. You are in the finals. But the bad news is that you have to do this scholarship against a son of a general authority, and with a son of a really rich, a really famous person." And he told to the guy who called him, "And I am a son of God." And at the end of the story, he got this scholarship and he started studying a master's program, and he talked that all of the experience in learning English worth it. And even though it was really hard for him and he had to spend a lot of time studying hard, the future, his future and the future of his family could be even better because of that. So I think this is a really good experience, and I feel glad to found this talk at BYU devotional website.